We know this music must mean I'm joining some special guests in the TSN Jay Onrait Lounge. And I can confirm that to be true. Jevohn Shepherd and Jack Armstrong, our NBA analysts, after another terrific game in the NBA Finals. Guys, this series has been fun. I have to tell you, I thought the Pacers were going to come back and win that basketball game. I really did. How did the Thunder hold them off in the end?
I thought the Thunder did a great job tonight, sharing the ball, winning the turnover margin, being very effective in terms of shooting the three tonight. They made 14 threes. The other night they only made 3. So I just thought they played a very clean game. They won the turnover margin, which was critical. And to me, I think the pace of play, they were just able to handle Indiana's punches tonight because they played with the lead. They had the cushion, they had the margin of error.
Yeah, Jack. What I thought was tonight was the first night in this series, this game in the series, that I thought Oklahoma looked as close as their regular season dominance in this game. And we've seen it on the defensive end, right? From the start of the game, forcing turnovers. In the fourth quarter, they forced 9 Indiana turnovers. Then they got out and run. Now, Jack, when you're talking about how they got to pass the basketball and they're getting good rhythm threes, when they were turning the basketball over to blocking shots and rebounding, they were playing their brand of basketball. They're getting out and running, and then they're playing against. They created an advantage in transition, and you're playing against 4 Indiana defenders. So they played their brand of basketball, and like I said, this was probably the first game that I've seen it this series.
We saw Jaylen Williams emerge as a star player in the regular season, had a breakout season. The big question was, could he be a second option on a championship team?
Yeah.
They needed that desperately. I think he really answered that in game number 5. How's he matured to this point?
He's matured a lot because he didn't play well the first 2 games of this series, and I'm really impressed with just his creativity as a scorer, going to either hand, incredible using window. He's a big, strong guy, and I tell you what, he took a lot of pressure off of Gilgeous-Alexander, putting the ball in his hands a little bit more in terms of playmaking, and he's dealing with a ton of real high-end defensive pressure as well. And Jevohn, he's responding.
He's responding, and the thing that I'm impressed with is his maturity as a primary ball handler, especially in adverse times, right? Because they want to get Shea off of the basketball so he can get to his spots and not play against Nembhard's pressure as much. So they put the basketball in J-Dub's hands, and he was bringing it up. He's facilitating. He's, getting the ball to Shea. They're playing the 2-man game. But what I think about when I look at these two is you start to think about the great tandems that have played in the league. You start to think about the Pippins, the Jordans, the Kobe and Shaq. And one thing that stands out to me is those duos find ways to adapt to one another and feed off one another and complement one another. And that's what I'm seeing from J-Dub. Tonight he stepped up as the primary guy, but he can play a primary or a secondary role. So it really makes you think, 2, 3, 4 years from now, what do those two really look like?
And look at Shea tonight. He had 10 assists as well as over 30 points. So he was incredible as well.
Conversely, you have Tyrese Haliburton, who through so much of these playoffs has been so incredible and so many great moments, and now that calf seems to have hampered him to the point where he's just not himself. Only 4 points in game 5, and those were free throws. If he can't be effective, can the Pacers come back? Do they even have a chance?
No. In my opinion, no, because I think he's a guy that not only can shoot the ball from deep in terms of the perimeter, but he's got to be able to get to the line. He's got to be able to get it deep and score at the rim. He's got to win some blow-by opportunities, and he's got to be impactful on the defensive end. And if his mobility is restricted, big trouble.
So what you're saying to me, Jack, is that you don't really trust T.J. McConnell?
I love T.J. McConnell.
He had a heck of a stretch here.
He did, but not for 35 minutes for game 6 and 7.
I'm with Jack here. I think Tyrese Haliburton, he's the engine, he's the key, he's the driver to this Indiana Pacers team. And without him, it's going to be tough because a lot of their guys, they like to play off the catch and go, right? And he's the one that's getting them the basketball and orchestrating a lot of their offense for him. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Andrew Nembhard to score and or facilitate. But early in that second half, I was kind of more encouraged because I seen them get a couple rebounds, get it to him, which would suggest they're not trying to protect him. But then you didn't really see him late in the third quarter into the fourth. So it's definitely going to hurt them.
The one blessing, they don't play again on Thursday.
Right.
So you got a few days off, so maybe that helps.
You're going to be at game 6?
That I will.
Yeah. Are you expecting them to close this out?
I think OKC's closing this thing out.
Yeah.
I think they're closing it out.
What about you, Jack?
You know, at this point, Jay, every time I get a chance to see you, it's like a special night in my
I know.
life.
I love to see you too. So I'm kind of hoping it keeps going a little bit. I've been enjoying this series. The Thunder, though, 6-1 all time, went up 3-2 in a series. Can Shea close it out? Can Lou Dort get his title? We'll find out.